Neem trees, also known as margosa trees, have been used for centuries for their countless benefits. The seeds of this tree are pressed to extract the oil inside, which acts as a repellent against pests, including caterpillars, beetle larvae, mealy bugs, aphids, whiteflies, and thrips. You might have even used it to stop the spread of powdery mildew on your plants. But what else can you get out of this fast-growing tree? The leftover seed cake after the oil is squeezed out serves as a nematicide and fertilizer, enriching soils with nitrogen, calcium, potash, magnesium, and phosphorus. Their lumber is used to make charcoal or furniture. The trees' dried leaves are used in mulch and as moth repellents. They're also believed to lower soil acidity. The trees have health benefits too. Don't believe us? How about Method Man?
I had this nasty rash once. I put a little bit of that neem plant on it, cleared it up in an hour.
Neem trees' biggest advantage lies in how much shade they can cast, thanks to their rounded crowns. Growing over 50 feet tall, with wide-spreading branches of evergreen leaves, they easily withstand sun, wind, and drought. Their seed-scented, tiny white flowers later house edible seeds that become fully ripe in 12 weeks. Plus, they root deeply, fighting off soil erosion. Being native to the tropical Indian subcontinent, neem trees thrive where temperatures stay above 40 degrees Fahrenheit throughout the year. They prefer full sun, and while they can make do with partial shade, they're really only suitable for outdoor zones 10 to 12. Cold climate dwellers can grow them indoors too. Just be ready to prune frequently, or the trees might become unwieldy. Neem trees grow best in deep, well-drained, sandy soils, and should never be overwatered. Fortunately, they're pretty drought-tolerant, so it's okay to err on the side of underwatering them. Container gardeners can't be as carefree though. Neem plants lose their drought resistance indoors. Water them when the soil feels dry, and don't forget to fertilize them with a balanced, water-soluble solution monthly, especially if you plan to harvest their parts. Prune early in the spring to promote healthy growth. Say you want to propagate new neem trees. It's easier to seed them directly in your yard or transplant seedlings. If you or a friend have a neem tree around, pick up the dropped fruit, wet it, and rub away its pulp to reveal white seeds. You can always buy a seed pack online or from a garden center, but make sure it isn't older than 2 to 6 months, as neem seeds quickly become unviable. And if you decide to plant in a container, use a 3-gallon pot and fill it with a well-draining potting mix. Avoid using garden soil because it isn't usually sterile, and skip commercial mixes that have water management polymers because they can retain excessive water. Sow the seeds 1 inch deep or as the label recommends. Apply a 20-20-20 fertilizer monthly in the initial growth year and water regularly. You can use a heat lamp for a few hours if you don't get enough warmth inside. As neem trees grow about 8 feet yearly, you'll have to repot them until they're fully established. If you buy nursery-grown seedlings, plant them in a pot to acclimate them. In the initial days, expose them to the morning sun, but keep away from strong winds. You can spray leaves with water or diluted fish emulsion if they start to wilt. Come spring, plant them in the ground after mulching the soil and feeding it citrus tree fertilizer. Once your tree is planted and growing, you'll want to avoid some common mistakes. Trees grown in the ground will need regular pruning for the first few years to ensure they grow upright and strong. Established trees can be trimmed in the spring and fall to encourage new growth. Container plants will need more extreme pruning to stay compact. Fortunately, these trees are extremely tough and respond well to heavy-handed cuts. Young trees may need weekly watering, but mature trees do not like soggy soil and may not need supplemental watering at all. For container-grown trees, water them only after the soil has had a chance to dry out. According to our master gardener Tiffany, potted neem trees should be fertilized monthly while they are actively growing outdoors. When they are brought in for the winter, new growth will slow or stop. They should not be fertilized during this dormancy period. She also advises using a high-quality fertilizer for shade trees. And while you might think a tree grown as a natural pesticide would be free of pest issues, neems are susceptible to scale insect infestations. So keep an eye out for these tiny pests and treat your tree as needed.